Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. On this season of Perfect Match, Clayton Echard and Rachel Recchia reunite. They had a romance while he was on The Bachelor. When they reconnected on this Netflix smash, they decided to start dating right immediately. Then, after around 24 hours, Clayton abruptly informed Rachel that their relationship was ended and that he had never should have gotten together. Now he's stepping out and defending himself for this. Clayton spoke to people and explained why he ended things so quickly. He didn't even give Rachel a chance, but now he's defending his decision. Here's what he said. When I awoke, my heart sank and I felt a pit in my stomach, and I knew that wasn't the correct decision. At that point, I gave it a day to ensure that it was the right emotion and that it would not go away. And it did not. And at that point, I realized, this is difficult, but it will only get worse if I drag it out and take longer. Clayton also discusses how he believes the fans will react to the situation. He believes he did the finest thing. Echard believes that some fans may be upset with him, while others will see his side of the story. Rachel was clearly outraged, telling him she couldn't believe he did it again and storming off crying. On Perfect Match, she appears to have moved on quite fine since Clayton dumped her. Clayton is aware that his decision would elicit some negative reactions, but he is fine with it. He believes he done the right thing and does not feel bad about it. He also mentioned the possibility of doing another dating show. Clayton has yet to find love, but he remains hopeful that it will happen for him. Reality TV may not be the best way to achieve it. Were you surprised to see Clayton Echard dump Rachel Recchia again after such little time? Did you believe this too could last? Share your opinions in the comments section below. Perfect Match will have new episodes available on Netflix on August 8, 2025. Clayton Echard had never planned to return to reality dating television. After his tumultuous season of The Bachelor, where emotions flared, hearts broke, and the internet had a field day with his every move, he told himself he was done with public courtships. But Netflix's Perfect Match offered something different, a more mature premise, a second chance at real love with familiar faces from the reality TV world, and the possibility to rebuild his public image. He hesitated at first, unsure if he wanted to dive back into that chaotic world, but ultimately he signed the dotted line. His reason? Maybe, just maybe, there was unfinished business with one particular person. Someone he never truly got closure with, Rachel Recchia. The moment Clayton stepped onto the sun-soaked villa set in Tulum, cameras rolling, ocean breeze swaying palm trees in rhythm, he spotted her, Rachel. She looked as radiant as ever. Hair slightly longer, the sun kissing her skin, her confidence even more grounded. They hadn't spoken in a long time. Their last real conversation had been over a year prior, during a stiff reunion segment on After the Final Rose, where they both gave each other polite smiles and even more guarded words. But this time, everything felt different. Maybe it was the setting, the absence of producers constantly nudging for drama, or the simple fact that time had healed some of the wounds they had once inflicted on each other. Within hours of mingling with the other cast members, a mix of familiar faces from Too Hot to Handle, Love is Blind, The Circle, and The Ultimatum, Clayton and Rachel found themselves drawn to each other. The spark reignited quickly, almost recklessly. When hosts Nick Lachey and Vanessa entered to ask the cast to form initial matches, Clayton didn't hesitate. He pulled Rachel aside and whispered, "Let's give this a real shot this time." Rachel, caught off guard but visibly moved, agreed. Her voice cracked just a little as she said, "I think we owe it to ourselves." The first night together as a couple, tucked into a romantic villa overlooking the turquoise Mexican waters, felt like something out of a movie. They laughed about how awkward it had once been, kissed under the stars, shared secrets they hadn't spoken aloud in years, and for a brief moment, believed they had turned a painful past into a promising future. But less than 24 hours later, everything shattered. When Clayton woke up the next morning, something was wrong. He couldn't pinpoint it right away. Maybe it was the weight of the cameras catching his every movement, or the realization that he jumped headfirst into something that needed more thought. The pit in his stomach wasn't just nerves. It was dread. He kept silent most of the morning. Rachel, sensing a shift, gently asked if he was all right. Clayton gave her a weak smile, kissed her on the forehead, and said, "Just tired." But by sunset, he couldn't hide it anymore. As they sat on the beach's edge, watching the sun disappear into the horizon, he turned to her and said words that would etch into her memory forever. "I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this." Rachel blinked, confused. "What do you mean?" "This, us. Getting back together. I thought I was ready. I thought this was the right move. But my gut is screaming at me, and I can't ignore it. I can't keep going with something that doesn't feel right just because it looks right." She was silent for a moment, then stood up. "Are you kidding me right now, Clayton? We just started this. You didn't even give us a chance." "I know," he said, standing too. "And that's the problem. I jumped in too fast. I should have taken time to process." Rachel shook her head, tears welling. "This is exactly what you did to me before. You strung me along until you decided you didn't want me. Again." He reached out to touch her arm, but she stepped back. "Don't," she whispered. Then, louder, for the crew and the cast to hear, "I can't believe I let you do this to me again." And with that, she stormed off toward the villa, slamming the door behind her as Clayton remained alone on the beach, caught between regret and relief. News of the breakup spread quickly through the villa. By morning, everyone was whispering about the drama. Some cast members sympathized with Clayton's decision to act quickly rather than waste her time. Others were furious on Rachel's behalf. Production knew they had gold. The footage was raw, emotional, and unfiltered, everything they hoped for. But it wasn't just a storyline for viewers, it was real for Rachel. Her pain wasn't just for entertainment, and she let the producers know that. Meanwhile, fans online exploded when the teaser clip was released ahead of the August 8th episode. Rachel's supporters rallied around her, slamming Clayton for being emotionally irresponsible. Others debated the ethics of their reunion in the first place. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.